Yung buong trilogy kasi, it's really about examining the idea of bayani. Nakabase siya dun sa libro ni Nick Joaquin, yung A Question of Heroes. So dun sa librong yon, binabaan niya sa mga rebulto, yung mga bayani, ginawa niyang tao. Pero yung una, it was about how one uncompromising person tried to win but eventually lost kasi hindi siya marunong mag-compromise. I thought of introducing another person dun sa huling pelikula na pwedeng mag-encapsulate ng pag-deconstruct ng bayani. So Quezon pretty much encapsulated all of that.
Ang maganda kasi dito sa Quezon na na-test yung kanilang pagiging politician, hindi bilang revolusyonaryo, kung hindi ngayon kung saan nakaupo na sila sa halls of the legislature, the very first, no? Philippine Assembly hanggang naging Commonwealth.
He's pretty much a monument. Ayun, so I thought it would be interesting na ibaba siya ng konti para lang makita natin yung nuances at yung gray areas niya bilang tao.
Gawan mo ng maikling chili ang buhay ko.
And I think that's where the idea of using cinema as the template became more appropriate, and I think it also tempered it to make it more real in that sense.
I went through around 50 books. So I did a lot of research for it. Ang dami ng kwento dun sa mga libro eh. So parang kung may magtanong man sa akin kung totoo ba yan, nandun naman sa libro lahat. So nung lumabas yung Goyo, nagre-research na ako. So that was already 2018. Yun pa lang, nagbabasa na ako. May ginawa kasi akong parang timeline. So si Quezon, si Aguinaldo, si Osmeña. Tapos from 1901 hanggang 1935. Tapos every time na may na-encounter ako na interesting sa buhay niya, tinatali ko yun dun sa mga ibang timeline ng tatlong figures.
"7 Years of Waiting," it's the last film in the Bayaniverse, in the trilogy. A huge lineup of cast. Lahat sila may kanya-kanyang ambag sa pelikula. Lahat sila magagaling.
Si Echo agad yung pumasok sa isip ko kasi siya lang yung alam ko na kayang i-match yung energy ni Manuel Quezon na sinulat ko dun sa script.
We need a government of Filipinos, by Filipinos, for Filipinos.
I'm not a historian or, like someone who wants to be an expert in politics. My job is to understand people and the way they think. And it was very hard for me because, it's been more than 100 years. But thank God I have the script. Thank God I have Gerald. It's not about the hero, because that's the topic of every conversation. Bayani ba siya? The film's not about that. You're going to see a person. You're going to see a very, very complicated character.
We need a government of Filipinos, by Filipinos, for Filipinos.
We did have a workshop. We went through the speeches that was going to be included in the movie, trying to find some synergy between us or some frequency me and him can work with. Try to find his voice, try to find where to place it, his accent.
I would prepare a government run like hell by Filipinos to one run like heaven by Americans.
So we went through that in one parang 6-7 hour session na, okay, I go first with this speech, you go next. I go first, I go next, we go next. We're just doing speeches left and right until to the point na wala na kaming boses.
Because no matter how bad the Filipino government might be, it can still be improved.
And then from that session, I went straight to filming. You see his journey from being yung teniente siya, kind of unsure of himself, slowly building his name up into becoming a lawyer, the governor, and then ultimately the president. That's how I portrayed them. The direct contrast of how Echo perhaps portrayed his Quezon, because sa kanya, when he starts off, he's that fiery, passionate. He's already had success. I want to make sure that I complemented what Echo was gonna do with his part of the Quezon history.
Ayoko nang muling umapak sa lugar na ito. Napaka-controversial ng character ni Emilio Aguinaldo sa Bayaniverse. After General Luna and Goyo, talagang ang daming question mark. Bayani ba to? Nung sinushoot namin ang General Luna, sa katauhan ni Emilio Aguinaldo, ang naaamoy niya ay bala, mga gera, mga pulbura, mga sundalo. Sa Goyo, ang naaamoy niya ay tuyong damo, kabayo, at mga bota ng mga sundalo. Bakit ko ipapapatay ang pinakamahusay kong general? Pero dito sa Quezon, ang naaamoy niya ay lumang dyaryo, lumang medalya, lumang barong na kanyang ginamit sa kanyang mga events noong siya ay presidente pa. Tinalikuran siya ng mamamayang Pilipino, hindi kinikilala ang kanyang nagawa, kinalimutan. At yung kanyang, kumbaga, ay dating main man sa revolusyon, ay tinatakwil siya at naging kalaban niya pa sa pagkapangulo noong 1935.
Thank you. I owe you a lot.
Nung una si Joven acted as parang siya yung audience, siya yung silent observer. Pero pagdating sa Quezon, binali ko siya ng konti, yung character. Kasi this time, I wanted to see him in a compromised situation.
Eh di inamin mo rin na ikaw ang nagpasara ng alerta.
Na hindi siya kasing pure as people would think. And dahil may ganun na akong character, Nadia would become the new pure na point of view.
Nadia Hernando is the daughter of Joven Hernando. She is a filmmaker and she loves telling stories. Sobrang curious niyang bata. And because of her curiosity, she produced 2 different films. Sa Bayaniverse, laging may symbolism ng youth who gets to question mismo the bayani, which was Joven. So ngayon na tumanda na si Joven, nagkaroon na ulit ng bagong simbolo or metaphor ng youth, which is si Nadia, na bilang nag-progress na yung mga mediums, so imbis na journalism na ginawa ni Joven, ngayon ay filmmaking naman.
So when it came to my age as Joven Hernando, marami pa rin siyang tanong, dire-diretso pa rin yung tanong niya. But this time, hindi lang siya basta-basta naniniwala, nananaliksik na siya. Malaking responsibilidad, no? First off, 2 pelikula na yung nilabasan ni Joven, and I think Aaron really did a good job. So, ang laking responsibilidad for me. Nagpatulong talaga ako kay Gerald and kay Aaron. Mayroon kami mga usapan ni Aaron pa nga na parang, paano mo ba i-attack ito as you? As Joven, the young Joven, and then i-adjust ko na lang to become older. Kaya nga parang ang pressure medyo mabigat kasi I have to think of those things. I have to imitate and put a little bit of who I am in the role.
I just wanted a set of characters na nag-e-exist sa labas ng history. I can put the point of view of the writers and yung mga pwedeng isipin ng audience, pwede kong ilagay yun dun sa mga fictional characters na yun.
Welcome, Mr. Ian Glenn. And then the next one is to hire our foreign actor to play Governor General Leonard Wood. And so I think 2 years ago, I went to Cannes and I was part of the Producers Network. I met a casting director there. I told her na may ganito akong project, kailangan ko ng tulong. And then the rest is history. So we got Ian Glenn to be part of the project.
It was like an angel appeared and brought the right energy into my life and into the set. Like the best kind of energy in terms of, filmmaking. And everyone, including myself, of course, just felt that sense of pride knowing that Ian Glenn is in the project. Not only like for a few frames, a few seconds, a few minutes. No, he was there for a whole chunk, of the film. And we were going to work together.
We had to read up on Leonard Wood's biography din para alam namin saang parte ng buhay ni Leonard Wood pumasok si Quezon. Of course, meron ding autobiography si Quezon. So we also had to look at other sources para makita ano yung pagtingin naman ng mga tao tsaka ng mga critics niya during that time. Kasi ang maganda dito sa research na to, until makita mo talaga na nakasulat at nakita mong documented siya, hindi mo maiisip na ganun ang ginawa niya.
I am the Filipino people! Do you hear me?
Mas magiging makahulugan ito if you watch it collectively. This film encourages a discussion.
Isang pagbubukas isip para sa mga Pilipino tungkol sa politika.
I am the Philippines!
Ever since nung General Luna pa lang sinasabi na namin yun, parang we're not pretending to be doctors or anything. We don't know the solutions. Pero we do know na may sakit yung Pilipinas. This is just a way of trying to raise questions. Ano yung mga sakit? Ano yung mga paulit-ulit? Ano yung mga hindi nagbabago? Tayo yun Tayo yung paulit-ulit Tayo yung hindi nagbabago. So anong pwede natin gawin?
We shall build a government that will be just, honest, efficient, and strong.
Sobrang mahalaga yung pagkukwento. Storytelling is a big part of not just culture, but us as a species. By telling stories, we know ourselves more.